Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. WBC heavyweight champion Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder tells Anthony Joshua, "Give me the belts or fight, stay tuned." What up, fight world? It's your boy Ego and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang, notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chat channel donations, Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We are working. Also shout out to theguardian.com. Link is in the description. Make sure you guys check it out. Deontay Wilder, WBC champion, coming off a hellacious first round knockout versus Stavern. It looks like he's negotiating for perhaps a March fight with Cuban unbeaten heavyweight, which would be a good one, Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now, what Wilder said in this interview, again, if you want to read it verbatim, check out the link in the description. He says, "At this time, we're not going to be looking like we're chasing. When you're talking about the best fighting the best, champion fighting champion, it shouldn't be like a circus. Let's make the fight happen no matter what the terms are. It ain't like I ain't done nothing. I'm the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the game, so put some respect on my name. But they know I'm a risk. They don't want to risk their gravy train. They can make money off turds not doing anything. What does that tell you? You're really just running it as a business. You ain't no champion. In that case, give up the belt and you can still do that. Give me the belts or fight." So he's doing what Golovkin did versus Canelo and putting that pressure by saying, "Give me the belts. Like, let's line it up. Let's fight." I want to get my thoughts on it. I agree with Deontay Wilder. Now, I know there's some detractors of the fight and some people who claim they want to see the fight, but they're making all these reasons and roadblocks that you shouldn't be concerned about as purely a boxing fan, like the money. Hopefully they figure it out. Deontay Wilder started his bid high or even at 50-50, and you got a lot of fans jumping in saying, "Oh, Wilder doesn't deserve 50-50. Listen, it's a negotiation. If you're a boxing fan, all you should really be vested in is a good fight. The best fight and the best. Fights that prove something, meaningful fights, unifications. You know what I mean? And the whole new era of boxing is getting a little bit, in my opinion, a little bit lazy to the fact of, like, people act like unifications don't matter. You know what I mean? Everybody all of a sudden, like, what business do you run? Like, what business do you own? Where's your LLC? Where's your website? Because all of a sudden you get these same fans with YouTube comments and they don't even have the decency to upload a YouTube picture. You go to their YouTube channel and they have 0 subscribers. So you're not a popular YouTuber or somebody starting from the ground up trying to build your YouTube, right? But those same people, you look at their comments and all of a sudden they're these business majors and they're promoters and they know how to effectively negotiate a fight. Like, where are your credentials? Where is your anything? Now, some people could say that about me, but one thing you can't say is that I've not been around this. I have not been in the industry. I'm not active. I'm not covering fights. I don't have 100,000 and counting in terms of a follower on one platform, almost 80,000 on Instagram. Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are my stripes. This is what I work to achieve. But again, you got a lot of, and I'm not trying to say this to stun on people. I'm just saying you got a lot of fans who seem more concerned with how much money the next man is getting. If they're not breaking you off with some of that paycheck, if you're not Eddie Hearn, you're not part of AJ Boxing, you're not Joshua, you're not Wilder, Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, or somebody who stands to gain something, why is that your focal point? Me personally, I can't understand it. So my thing is this, I've said it in the past video, this is a meaningful fight, the Joseph Parker fight and the Deontay Wilder fight. In fact, whatever you say about Wilder, whatever you say about Joseph Parker, should Joshua beat them, he gains something from them. He'll take their O and he'll get a belt and he'll be one step closer to undisputed. So let's not play like this is not a meaningful fight. And see, this is why I understand what Wilder is saying. He says they don't want to risk it. They don't want to risk their graving train. They're making money, and he says they can make money off turds not doing anything. Like, they could fight this level of competition, and based on their demographic they live in the UK, they can sell that to the public. But as real fans, how long do we want to see that? The gloves are off. Joshua is a champion now. He's beat Klitschko, which is, as out of all the champions, that win alone is a better name than anybody else's. So you got guys calling you out, guys that want to fight you. Let's get these purse splits to the point where it works. And like I said, sometimes in business, you have to concede something. Maybe you don't want to pay Deontay Wilder 50-50. Maybe you don't want to pay him 40%. But what's the other option? You could fight Alexander Povetkin, whose career's been spotty. I mean, who's his last big win? Johan Duhaupas, Christian Hammer. You know what I mean? Someone who failed drug test. Like, you could fight, and I'm not saying that's a terrible fight, but it amazes me that in this whole instance with Joshua, it seems like the big central point of all potential really good fights for Joshua all surround money. That's all I'm hearing from Eddie Hearn. That's all I'm hearing from the Joshua side, especially Eddie Hearn. Oh, these guys, they're not worth this money. We're going to have to overpay him to get him here. We always have to overpay people. We have to pay him 7 times more than they're worth. Nobody in New York knows Wilder. Wilder has to be realistic. Tyson Fury has to be realistic. Like I said, at some time, you have to properly concede, even though you don't want to. But this is the thing. No matter what, Joshua is going to get money. He's going to get money in these fights. So whatever, even if you could see 50-50, Joshua's going to get a lot of money in any of these fights. And I'm not saying he has to do 50-50, but I'm just saying, even if he did 50-50, the fight's going to be big. Everyone's going to sell it. Channels like mine are going to hype it up. And if you beat Deontay Wilder, you will get the acclaim for it. End all be all. Here's a personal story from my background. I used to work at Lowe's. I was a manager. I was a department manager that got paid double digits, and I got paid pretty good for what I was doing. And not to say it wasn't hard and you had to make executive decisions. The work was physical, but you know what I mean, compared to some people in the store, I was making pretty good money. I was not salaried. Department managers at Lowe's at the time were hourly, not salaried. But guess what? When we had big district manager walks, sometimes they needed people like me that were reliable, and they needed us to stay around and work an overnight just to make the store in pristine condition so we can have a successful walk, and the store manager and the ops manager wouldn't get reamed by the district manager, or people's positions wouldn't be threatened because the store looks like shit or the pricing is all haywire or whatever. Right? Now, I tell you that to tell you this. The reason I brought that up is because at the end of the day, Lowe's as a store, as a business, and it wasn't just me, there were other department managers, same boat. They were making good money, right? But we were reliable, we were hard workers, etc. So my point is this: Lowe's needed us to make sure that we succeeded. Yes, they could get a random part-time associate who was making less than us hourly and then pay them all this overnight, and it wouldn't mess up their budget because they made less money. But guess what? What Lowe's would do, being in a position that they needed to pass this walk, they would have people who were making a lot of money or more so than other people in the store hourly. They were having to pay us overtime and double overtime to make sure that shit got done, right? So that's what I'm saying. Lowe's, they obviously have to control their payroll. They got to control their budget, just like any business. But they made an executive decision to get their best workers, even if they got paid handsomely, and had them working overtime for the greater good, to make sure everybody has a successful walk. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be worth it for Lowe's to take, like I said, a part-timer who's going to school, who's not really vested, or whatever the situation is, and just because they're making less hourly and you'll have to put out less money, it doesn't make sense to have them to do that and then fail your walk. And then now the whole store is, you know what I mean, under attack by the district manager. You know what I mean? So that's what when I keep saying sometimes you have to make consolidations and concede. That's one that Lowe's had to do. They had to have a screwy budget and probably go over their payroll during these particular moments to pay people like me and the other department managers overtime and double overtime by us working so many hours. But the end result was to make sure the store looked good and that it passed. So like I said, that's how it is with this whole Wilder Joshua and Eddie Hearn. Oh, we got to overpay people. You probably had to overpay Carlos Takam. Who is he? You know what I'm saying? He probably got paid more than what he's got versus anybody else when he was fighting in France or whatever. You know what I mean? And fuck the Takams of the world. Wilder has a belt. He has a name. He's aggressively calling you out. It's a big fight for the fans. So my thing is just make the fight. Sometimes you have to concede little things here and there for the greater good. And there will be a greater good. If Anthony Joshua, listen, if he knocks out Deontay Wilder, name somebody else that he can knock out that will give him more credit and accolades. You can't even say Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury got knocked down by a cruiserweight and he's out of shape. He's been out of the ring for 2 years and he doesn't have a belt. You know what I'm saying? So as good of a boxer as he is, he doesn't have those things right now. So at the current juncture, I agree with Wilder because he's the man to beat at heavyweight. Like he says, I'm the longest reigning heavyweight champion in the game. Meaning he's had a belt before Joshua was a champion, before Joseph Parker was a champion. The only one he didn't surpass is a guy who's retired now, Vladimir Klitschko. I rest my case. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.